We have successfully completed user authentication with login, logout, and registration. And once the user is logged in, we are redirecting the user to their dashboard. And inside the dashboard, we will have our CRUD application. So the dashboard, let's try to access it from the URL. And here you can see we are still getting into the dashboard. However, the data is not being fetched. Still, we are going inside the dashboard directly from the URL. This should create an error in production. We should be able to protect the routes only to logged in users. In this lesson, we are going to create route level protection with Vue Router and Firebase. Let's get back to the editor. Go inside your router file. And here at the top, we need to import auth. In order to protect the routes, we need to mention a meta attribute. And inside the meta object, we have auth set to true. This way we can filter out the URLs which requires authentication. And here at the bottom, we are going to use router before each. So here we are using before each. This before each method is basically going to trigger each time we change a route. And here inside, we are checking whether the URL that we are currently going to access through the router contains a meta attribute with auth. And we are getting the value here inside the requires auth. If it is true and the current user does not contains any value, auth.currentUser basically holds the currently logged in user information like email and password. And here, if the value is not available, that means the user is not logged in and trying to access a page which must be available only to logged in users. Then in that case, we are going to redirect the user to login. Otherwise, let them access the page. Now let's save this and get back to the browser. Now let's try to access dashboard directly from the URL. And here you can see we are being redirected to the login. Let's try it again. And here you can see we are being redirected to login. So this is the way to protect your routes only to logged in users by using Vue Router and Firebase authentication.